tonight we're out of water a bit because we're going forward again. Around south. I was looking last night about south.
Sacrificou. Não, aqui é uma gente.
I'll sit and he'll turn up.
유아제다.
Very interesting song and dance. So they used to teach a lot with their ceremonial dances. They wore ceremonial sort of skirts, if you will. They used to perform this in the cave just around the corner that we're going to look at very, very shortly. But that's a bit of the culture for you, a bit of some of the song and dance.
No, you're right.
When you're ready, guys, we'll go this way.
Solar panel on the other side.
You can come around the sides, no dramas. Take a seat if you like. Sorry for the dust. Alright, now, who's ever wondered how Uluru came to be? Who's ever wanted that? I've wanted that. I wanted that quite a lot. This is a bit of a drawing I'm going to draw on the ground for you, just so to give you a bit of a picture about how to do it in Uluru. Now, has anyone done this tour before, or a tour like it? This is the geology tour. Are there any geologists among us? No geologists? Same. Yes. Good stuff. All right. We get away with murder. All right. So, try and get that out of your heads, but what I want you to imagine, I want you to cast your mind way back into here. You can go back, not 100 years, not even a million years. You can go back 750 million years. Okay? If you're like me, you can't remember what you had for breakfast yesterday, so this is a bit hard to understand, so don't worry if it doesn't really work out too well, but way back when everything was just starting to form, 750 million years ago, the land was flat, right in front of us, all completely flat. And what you'd see is these two sinkholes, okay? Two big sinkholes, the Amadeus Basin. Alright, now, come forward about 250 million years, and there was an event, a very important mountain building event. Okay, we call that an orogeny. Now, to give you a bit of an idea, if you've got two magazines and you push them together, what happens? The pages kind of collide and start going up. want you to think about the tectonic plates beneath the Earth. Push them together, what's going to happen? Same sort of deal, we're going to build mountains. Okay? So, 550 million years ago, we had a big orogeny that pushed up the Peterman Ranges. Okay? Now, it didn't push them up building height level, it pushed them up Himalayan level. Really, really high. Very, very high Peterman Ranges. Now, they're out in the west here. I'll point them out and they'll get back to town today, guys, so keep an eye out. Peterman Ranges. Now, over time, they were sort of a bit weak, they started to crumble away, started to fall apart. In a process we call an alluvial fan, very fancy word for mudslide. Okay? There was an inland sea that came in, started washing away big heavy boulders, cobbles, pebbles, all sorts of stuff, and it landed in the first sinkhole. Okay? Rolled down the big hill, big mudslide. We got lots of big stuff in this one. So we're going to call it, could be water, could be a very popular hunting ground, could be anything like that. What the idea is, if you've got a raindrop in a river and you drop one down, the river starts rippling. Well, that's kind of what you're drawing here. So very, very important place of importance. Now, on the right, you've got a lot in a line, in a big row, and you've got some coming all around here. What do you think that could be? Anyone? Any guesses? Right. Maybe Uluru? Could be Uluru. Could be the track around Uluru. Could be the Mutitjulu waterhole people who live around here. Could be a track or a hunting track. We don't really know, but what we have been told is that it's a very important place, very sacred place. Now, what we are told isn't all that much, okay? It's about the same equivalent to a kindergarten-year-old. We're not initiated, we're not allowed to be initiated, we're not ananu. But what we are told, we're privy to, and we're very happy that we are told this, okay? We give that on to you guys give them an understanding. But you have to understand, they don't want to give us all their culture at once, okay? It takes years to learn it. So when you're growing up, from a young fella to a big fella, you're getting more intense and detailed information. So what we are told is that of a kindergarten level. Just bear that in mind. Now you're going to see emu paw, okay? Koala paw, emu leg, and you got this kind of fan-like figure. That's the ceremonial skirts, guys. So you heard the music before. This is where they used to dance, in this cave. So what they do, they'd celebrate the Kuniya and Liru story. Have a few fires, where you can see. Make a few paintings, have a lot of fun, get the group together, have a bit of a ceremony. Pretty cool. Now you've got this red figure, this cool, red, dark, evil looking figure. Does it give you a very good feeling or a very bad feeling? Pretty bad feeling, eh? This is Kapanya, demon devil dog. And he features in the Mala story. Okay, I'm not going to give you too much about the Mala story right now, that's on the trip back. But that's Kapanya. And he's on the northern face of Uluru, near the Mala head that you saw. He didn't like the Mala people very much, and he was going to chase them away. So they draw a big warning sign, big demon dog. Now, see how these yellow powder rock used there? Yellow powder rock. That wasn't found around Uluru. So where did it come from? Why is it there? Yeah, it's painted on, but where did it come from? Not around here. There's no yellow orc in this area. So it gives you a bit of an idea, up near Kings Canyon or the Laricha people, they have yellow rock. About 300 kilometres away. Huh? 300 kilometres away, Dave, yeah? They used to travel and meet and used to do this trading of paints and artefacts and tools and this sort of stuff. So they were a very rich culture, used to trade their stories and the like. So you got this yellow orc, you got red orc, you got white. White was found here. Red was found here. I don't think there's much blue. There's not many blue rocks around here. But as you can see, very detailed story happening. Now, the U shape, or the C on the right hand side there, okay, that's utilised for when someone's sitting. So if you sit down in the sand and you get up, what shape do you make? You make that shape. Now usually to change the sex, you usually have a male weapon or a female digging stick, okay, or watti. Depends on what culture you want to see it. So when you go to the culture centre today, have a look for it and you'll see, oh, there's a bowl, it's a female. There's a spear, that's a male. Cool, I know something. That's sweet. Now, back in the 1950s, 1960s, all that tourism started to boom and everyone started to come and take photos of this spot. This very spot where you're taking photos today. Our cameras weren't as good as what we've got them today. Okay, they were the big sort of black and white flashy ones with the film canisters and all that sort of stuff. What do you think we used to do? Okay, we wanted to get the colours to come right out. What do you do when you want colours? You throw water up on your subject. Well, they threw water up on the wall. And you can see there's a section down below where it's all gone. So we destroyed it. So we put up nice big bollards to kind of stop that from happening. So Take as many photos as you want, it's not going to be here forever. Yeah, cool. If you have a look over the right hand side, there's some boomerangs there, just up here. You can see a nice cool little boomerang. It's a bit of a tool factory over there. And the local wildlife likes to inhabit this cave as well. Get out of the sun, get out of the heat, get away from predators. A couple of wasp nests just up here, guys. They would get a waterhole and build a nest. Now, if they were to build their nest on this painting, we'd have to get the rangers and the Arnanu out to sort of restore it, because we don't want it to be deteriorated by natural causes. But it's very, very cool. Good place to come and chill out. So take your photos. We're going to be here for about a minute or two. I'll just be standing outside, and if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them away, guys. Nah, I've been poking that for a few days now. This is a Kuniya and Liru story, guys. Kuniya and Liru, okay? Now, Kuniya was a Woma python, okay? And she was a very nice woman. She just came around here, and she laid her eggs down the road, as you saw. Kuniya Piti, that's where she laid her eggs. Now, she had the ability to transform into human and back into animal. She was a Woma python. The other people who lived here were the Liru, poisonous snake. Liru, okay? And they were sort of managers of this part of town. Okay, now, Kuniya, she had a nephew Kuniya, and he was also a Woma python. And he didn't really know the rules and the laws. And so he was also around this area, sort of sneaky picking, kind of peeking in here and there, and he sort of came up to these Liru, and he broke some of their laws. And they wanted him dead. Okay, very, very serious for breaking laws. So he ran, he fled. He's like, "What, I'm out of here." And as you saw, he went, slid all the way around across the Uluru near the climb point. And the Liru warriors, they were pretty good aimers, and they had lots of spears. So remember that spot that I showed you where they threw all those spears? Well, they killed him. They got him. Try and dodge all those spears. Yeah, it's not easy. So they killed the poor nephew Kuniya. And now Auntie Kuniya, she's over here laying her eggs. She kind of got a bit of a feeling that something was wrong. You know, she didn't really know. She knew her nephew was in town, but she didn't know he was dead. So she slid it over. She came across Uluru, over there, left the mark, came over here, and she's like, "What's that? What's going on here? That looks like my nephew. Have you killed my nephew?" "Go away, woman. This is men's business. Not for you to see." "That's my nephew. Have you killed him? What has he done? You know, what has he done to deserve that?" "Go away, woman. We're going to kill you next if you don't go away." Whoa, so she got really fed up, really angry. She slid it off, and she started getting really intense. Started building up her energy, and she transformed into a human form, started doing a dance, started poisoning the earth. Checked on her eggs to make sure they were right. She thought, well, this isn't very fair. So she came back around. She started throwing up this poisonous dirt that turned everything black. Okay, poisoned the trees, poisoned Uluru, poisoned Mutitjulu waterhole when you see it going around. And she came back, she said, "This is your last chance. Okay, I want you to tell me what's happened here. What has he done?" "Go away, woman. We're going to chase you now." So they had this massive fight, and she got a wanna. She cracked the Liru warrior over the head, gave him a sorry cut on the right hand side there. That's your first warning. So they had another battle, and she got a wanna, and she was a good fighter. She cracked him and killed him. Big blowing scar to the head. Okay, a bit of blood dribbled out. The Liru warrior, he dropped his sword and his shield behind that tree. And Kuniya, with all of her might, she slithered round, came round the waterhole, and today she rests above the art cave, looking upon all to make sure nothing else happens to our travellers. Can you see Kuniya? She's looking at us. And that's one of the only other ancestral beings who are still here today. Guys, that's Kuniya. Gives you a bit of an eerie feeling. That's the Kuniya and Liru story. What does that teach us? Don't break other people's laws, and family's very important. Don't mess with women. Don't mess with women. That's fine. If you want to sit in the sun, make sure. It won't be too much longer.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, beautiful. No, just that water there.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, beautiful.
This is one of my favourite spots around Uluru. And you can imagine why.
The colour of the water.
Now, guys, starting getting a few questions about these lines that are appearing everywhere. Dave, why are we getting these black lines? What's the go with that? Well, on top of Uluru, there's a lot of ash in the atmosphere, there's a lot of sediment, there's a lot of dust. And what happens, it all collects in certain pockets, and when it rains, because it's a semi-arid desert, it doesn't rain all the time, so there's lots of this ashy, dirty mixture. When it washes off, it sort of creates a bit of a black line as it washes down and washes away. So that's why you get all these black lines. And the interesting part is, back with the Kuniya and Liru story, it's the only place around Uluru that runs red. It's the only place that runs red. So that's a bit interesting in itself. Bit of something to it. Now, this is a semi-permanent waterhole. When it does rain, it's absolutely amazing. You get this gushing water effect coming across. You've got lots of wildlife that still come to this area, lots of lizards and sort of low-lying animals and mammals. They come under the grate here and come and get a bit of water around the side. A few kangaroos every now and then. Now, it's about 2 metres in its lowest part, about 2 metres deep. And you can see on the edge of the Uluru there's a water table line. It's actually come down quite a bit, nearly a foot. So it's on the way down, but this is probably about the average height of it all year round. It takes about 2 months to completely dry out in summer. It takes probably about 3 to 4 months in winter, if there's no rain. So you can see Kuniya, when she come around, she left a big U-turn mark in Uluru. And you see this kind of flaky consistency with the actual skin of Uluru. It's the world's largest clean skin monolith. Clean skin monolith. So, mountain without any trees. A rocky mountain. Clean skin monolith. And you find there's no real marine life. Okay, there's a couple of maybe krill or some larvae, insects, bugs, that type of stuff. Maybe frogs if you're lucky. But not a whole lot, so there's no point throwing a line in, guys and girls, if you like to fish. And if you have a look on the right hand side, on the left hand side there, guys, that's a desert bloodwood. We've got a little monitoring device that monitors the activity level in the water for 2 very good reasons. One, for any tourists or locals that want to upset the water balance, that's normal. And 2, for any animals that still come. We're trying to monitor their progress, see if they're coming back, and track the progress of the waterhole, see how it's going. So very, very useful. The rangers monitor that, so give it a wave, they'll be watching. And yeah, a very good place to come and collect your thoughts. So very, very nice and at ease. Now, there's a bit of a story that goes with this place. Not Aboriginal, mind you, it's a bit European, so generally don't tell it because it's got nothing to do with the locals, but it's kind of cute. If you have a look up here, can you see a love heart? Okay, has everyone heard of this place being called Maggie Springs? No, that's probably a very good reason because it's a European name. It's actually not, it's Mutitjulu waterhole, or Kapi Mutitjulu. Maggie Springs, okay, so William Christie Goss had a bit of a girlfriend over in Europe. And William Christie Goss was one of the first European settlers to come in and discovered Australia, and Central Australia in particular. He travelled across the Intercontinental Telegraph Line, 1870, and he had a look around this area and he said, you know what, that's very beautiful. I'm going to dedicate that to my love of my life, Maggie, who's still in Europe. Now, William Christie Goss, being the headstrong adventure type, he didn't really go home very much and he left her waiting a little bit too long. Well, she married someone else. You can't keep a girl waiting too long. Tip, guys. So yeah, the Love Heart Maggie Springs, that's where it gets its name from. And that's it, guys. So yeah, this is Mutitjulu waterhole. This is the whole experience. Now we've got a bit of time. I'll give you 5 minutes to chill out, take some photos. If you want to go and visit some other areas, 10 past 9. 10 past 9. It's currently 2 past 9, so a bit of free time. If you've got some other areas you wanted to go back to and have a look at, if you want to be back on the coach for 10 past 9, nice and warm coach. And if you're late, you'll find out what this is used for. Okay, this is an Aboriginal club the males used to get to whack the animals. It's very, very heavy. Yeah. Good drawing stick too. No, it is commonly mistaken for one. It's no.
Let's see if I can get a picture.
Anche se può pressare, lasciami tirare.
Punta aqui, em cima, para ver se eu apanho lá. Così? Senta, tem que queres. Apanha-se o coração bem. Ou não?
Faz é tão bonito. Não tem paisagem, é o filme.
Oh, would you mind the three of us? Right, can you give the lady who you put the camera? You can be in this one then. Three of you. Nice camera. Press that. Yeah. It'll auto focus. Take a few.